Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Welcome back to another episode of another pod. Do not relent. I'm a little sick, so forgive my gravelly vocal cords. I'm Slidewhistle.
I am Immunization. Hello.
Hello, it's me, Aaron, Firebitch Extraordinaire and Hort Punching Bag, and my throat sounds like a golem.
At any minute, Aaron may have to jump out of his chair and throw a cat into a litter box. So if that happens, you've been warned.
We're dealing with the funness of having a sick cat who's decided that she doesn't want to pee in the only place she's peed in for 5 years. So that'll be fun.
So is she hitting carpet? Is she aiming for like shirts and pants? What is she?
Couch twice.
No.
And then, couch twice. And then one time I was cutting her nails, and that was the bed. But that one seemed to be, oh, I'm scared. I don't like that you're cutting my nails, P. The other two were just like, gotta put it somewhere.
Wait. So when you're cutting her nails, is her paw in your hand, and then she just released, or she like ran away to the corner where the pillow was?
It was. I was holding her, left hand on her stomach, sort of holding her with all 4 feet out, and I was going to clip with the with my right hand, and she was like, "Damn, this sucks," and then like launched. So it was like an arcing pee.
Okay, we got a Rugrats movie pee going on.
Yeah, there must be something. I forgot what the song was.
There's gotta be something more.
There's gotta be something more. That's what she says. She's like, there's gotta be something more than just getting my nails trimmed. Well, yeah, we wouldn't need to do it if you just karate chopped your little cat tree some more. But she doesn't want to do that one either. We need to do I need Ty Burrell in here to do a full cat renovation.
Where the hell's Jackson Galaxy when you need him? He should be a podcast advertisement, I think, a sponsor, if you will.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he should be on one. I was like, I can assure you, he already is. You don't have those sideburns without being in all forms of media.
We are marching ever closer to the war within. It's becoming more and more of a reality. I'm like, it's finally entering the realm of what, 2 months ish? Is that what it is? Less than that?
Yeah, about that. I don't believe we actually have a pre-patch date yet, but for the release, yeah, it's about around 2 months now. Yeah.
Have not been playing the beta at this point. Once again, I'm just like, yeah, I'll see it all soon enough. There's no point in spoiling myself in there.
A lot of the adventures will be brand new to me coming up in a little bit because my fingers have fallen out of World of Warcraft shape. And so it'll be really interesting when pre-patch actually hits. And I'm like, how do I fireball?
Who knows? Maybe you'll be playing a Frost Mage by then.
Ooh, I did enjoy my Frost Mage time. Although I feel like that was my venture into Pandaria. I liked the things that I played, but also I was like, well, you also have like every third hit, you shoot out a Thylo of Mythol. And then a big flame wave erupts out of you in all 4 directions. So I'm like, I have yet to actually play Frost Mage or Enhancement IRL in Yum. Something tells me it wouldn't be as magic.
Yeah, you're not going to have as many fun moving pieces. So
no.
Maybe you've just actually ruined every other class even further for yourself.
Yeah, my thing with Unholy Death Knight in Remix is I think I actually might like it more not in Remix because the rotation will have a few less buttons because there will no longer be those gyms.
I hate to say it because I feel like I'm effectively retired. I haven't really gone into it lately. I hardly ever use my movement gems. The game was easy enough as it was because I guess I wasn't heroic rating. But it's like, you gotta use your sprint! And I was like, I really don't need to. Come on, you got a Door of Shadows in the middle of the fight. Ugh, most fights last 20 seconds anyways. I'm okay.
Yeah, I mostly just used them for like getting around Siege of Orgrimmar or like when I was running to a rare and all the fucking mobs would hit me and I couldn't get on my mount.
Yeah, I feel like the main time I did them was when I was questing, or when I was just trying desperately to keep up with our other guildies who were just clearing those raids so fast that like I could not keep up with them.
Yeah, I think we had our last guild raid for the season, or the expansion. We had Bubble Tiger in town over here, so we did not attend raid this week.
Oh, I was really scared. I thought you were going to be like, so we spun him up. We got him a 70. Bubble Panther. Whoa, this is crazy.
Brought him right back in.
Fresh from his days of, we were doing first person PvP together. Like he's like, I'll hit the spells, you move the feet. And then we were in first person. It was great.
It's the way God intended the game to be played, you know? So how was raid, Aaron? You were there, right?
Of course. Yes. I haven't even pretended. I'm a bad mamma jamma. When there's stuff to do, I'll be there to do it. But unfortunately, as soon as things have gone, I'm a dust cloud. I'm an Aaron-shaped dust cloud on the wind. I haven't even logged into World of Warcraft, save for a Growl on the Prowl we might get to later. If in like 2.5 weeks, I hate to say.
You've been dealing with cat pissing, so
yeah, I've been dealing with cat pissing, and yeah, don't worry, everyone. We will be going to the vet tomorrow. In which case, I'm just going to hold them down and use all the resources my $100 pay for. Why, she got a weird thing on her chest. How come she still kicks her face sometimes? Is this food okay? You told me it would be. I have to lie to the people at Petco every time I get this food. It says you need a prescription. And I make sure to always go at 7 a.m. So I go, oh, I didn't know. And I just look pathetic. So they're like, okay, you can have it. And I finessed them 5 times doing this.
I'm sending this to the manager.
No!
They are really annoying about that, though. Like, when Cadyar had to be on special food for a while, like, they had to contact our vet for like literally every time that we needed like a new like order of it. It was just really annoying.
Champion, I'm hungry. Please go get me a doctor's note for my food.
Get me a doctor's note for a prescription of 7,428 Apexis crystals, please.
It's difficult for me to eat them because, much like Persephone, all of my teeth were removed. You have to wet them and turn them into Apexis gruel now.
I think we smashed on some Apexis gruel. Well, I've been keeping WoW warm for you. I've been doing my Taven stuff. Slowly doing Whelp Daycare, even slowerly doing Eon's Fringe.
How slow do either? I mean, Eon's Fringe, you can only do it once a day. But Whelp Daycare, can't you just do that?
No, it's once a day too. It's also a daily. So like some days I do it and then I just go to the web auction house and then I don't do it the next day. But I've been pretty consistent. I still can't get the fucking hunt achievement for the Tetrachronomancer where you get every color of the animals. I haven't gotten the last goddamn color yet. Meanwhile, Immune over here said, I got them all my first try, like 9 weeks ago, 12 weeks ago.
I mean, like, I heard that some people said that it was, like, a hard RNG drop for these, but, like, yeah, I must have just been really lucky. I got them, the different colors on, like, randomly over the course of the expansion on my other characters when I just happened to do a hunt. I don't know.
You're doing something bad over there. Also, the black market auction house has been a fucking fight. I have not been able to win an unclaimed black market auction house box because everybody and their mama are there and they're getting spicy. People are standing around the auctioneer. Somebody walks in and they're like emoting at them, like trying to throw shade at them if they're gonna buy what they're gonna buy. I'm like, Jesus, guys.
How dare you try and contribute? How dare you try and play the game like I do? I want to win.
Oh, yeah, it's my special time to get this. I'm like, okay, well,
I want the green shoes. The green plate shoes.
I'll artificially jack all the prices up, and then so now you gotta pay more, and then I'll just leave the area and hope that you had to pay more than you wanted to.
Oh, but yeah, as Slide mentioned, I think officially our guild is like no longer raiding. This last raid that we weren't able to go to was the last until we might. I think we usually do a raid or two for part of pre-patch just to, see, because like I feel like in the past pre-patch has just completely changed the way that our like classes play, right?
Yeah, we're gonna.
and wait, do we know if pre-patch if all of the funny, like the funny fusion classes are coming in there? I assume that's why they're giving us a month is just to sort of hit things as Fireburn, Freezer Arcane.
I actually don't know the answer to that because like I feel like I should know the answer to that. I don't know, like,
Do they let you do
those
it in
things
beta
that you like
now?
level up with? I think they do. I don't know if you like earn like the different pieces of it as you level up from what will it be 70 to 80.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Because the thing that I did was like already at the end of like War. It was like the end of War Within, technically, like the max level. Like you have all your stuff. So I'm not sure. I don't think so. But it's gonna be a lot of weird shit like to have mess around. Just they keep, I mean, as they do, right? They keep changing so much back and forth that we haven't even bothered getting into like, oh, this is what this class is getting because it's already changed like 3 times. They've already changed. They've already made alterations to the Keystone thing, and dare I say, I think I actually hate these changes more than the last ones we had.
No, I actually kind of like them if I'm being honest here. So like they did change like the Mythic plus affixes. They straight up removed bolstering and sanguine, which is interesting. I feel like I didn't think that sanguine was really that big of an ordeal.
That's probably why they removed it. They probably removed it because it was a non-factor for players. That they were like, well, we don't want to have them having it too easy.
Yeah, it's not exact. If you can sort of mindlessly walk your way through a thing, it's like, well, why is it in there to begin with? Everything needs to be at least an annoyance.
Yeah, so I guess raging and bursting also are being removed. And then I guess like they are having a new one introduced at +2 level called Xalatath's Bargain, which the description of it and like what I see from it, it kind of reminds me of what was that one like seasonal affix with it's on a 1 minute cooldown, which reminds me of Thundering, which was I feel like that's too frequent. But and then there are like orbs that you need to dispel or purge or kick or CC. What is that, like the Razageth fight?
Gross. I hate that. You like that more? You like that?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the way that they're setting it up. So like let me finish here. So like that's at +2, and then at +4 is either fortified or tyrannical, depending on the week. Then at +7 is something called Challenger's Peril, which all it is that it adds an additional 10 seconds that you lose off of the timer when someone dies. So it becomes 15 instead of 5. And that is, I guess, the +7 affix. Then at +10, it's either tyrannical or fortified, the other one that it's not for that week. So I guess at a +10, you will be having both fortified and tyrannical.
Wait, what? That's cool. I kind of like that one a lot. But I don't know. I feel like I automatically hate Xalatath's Bargain. So she like rains orbs down from the sky behind you, and you basically have to, in some way, get all the orbs, like Raza gets orbs.
Well, I guess there are going to be several different bargains that she can do. Maybe this changes per week. So one of them is called Ascendant, and that's the one with the orbs where they rain down and they attempt to empower nearby enemies with haste and movement speed, and then you need to disrupt them or else they will do that. And then if you disrupt them, then your party gets a buff instead of the enemies.
I heard that when you collect the orbs when they rain down, your character has a chance to say, I'd rather be dry, but at least I'm alive. Rain on me,
tsunami.
There you go.
But my thing is, how do we probably don't have a timer on like how frequent these things happen. I'm reading it says while in combat. So like the things that we have to use to CC enemies, we're gonna have to use to stop these orbs. Like, are we gonna overlap on those things? We have to save some. You know what I mean? What if we have like a really bad interrupt pack that will murder us?
Well, I mean, I guess the nice thing is that apparently you can do literally almost anything to get rid of these orbs. So, knockbacks, dispels, purges, etc. Things that, wouldn't be useful in interrupting or CCing the ads necessarily.
Yeah, and then my beef with Challenger's Peril is That just hurts our guild specifically with the timer increasing on deaths. Like, it's gonna be carrying so much harder.
Yeah, I think the reason I say that I like these changes is because, like, I don't know, I feel like it makes it harder without just introducing annoying affixes that make one week or another just not viable or useful or desirable to run a key at all, you know?
I guess it's better to get guildies used to dying being more costly than it is to them getting used to remembering a rotating chamber of torture devices that we forget that they do. Because I'm trying to think. So they got rid of Sanguine, that leaves blood behind you. They got rid of Bolstering, that buffs enemies. What were the other two? Bursting and...
Okay, so the ones that they said that they've removed right now are, Sanguine, which is the shit that drops on the floor, Bolstering and Bursting, which are and Raging. And honestly, I'm glad that they're getting rid of all of these because I always confuse all of them. I think one is the one where they get stronger when they're below 30% health. One is the one that when one dies, it adds a stack of a dot, and that can be mass dispelled. And then the other one is... is that the one that...
You soothe it because you're a hunter, right? Raging, you soothe the Raging Man.
Yeah, but so is that the 30% one I was talking about then?
It's gotta be.
Oh, so then the other one is that when they die, they buff their other allies.
Okay, so I mean, that's fine getting rid of those, I guess. And then you mentioned Thundering, and I know you were just mentioning, is that the one where you had to touch lightning tips? Or am I thinking of a different affix when you said it was like Thundering?
Well, I literally only meant like Thundering because it was annoying that I was on a 45-second countdown or something like that.
Yeah, but was that the one that you had to touch lightning tips?
I do believe that was, hey, everyone, what came up from the mines. Yes, from my limited experience, I believe that was the thing where it's like 2 people would get plus charges,
yeah.
2 people would get minus charges, and you had 10 seconds to touch each other or else you're all in trouble.
Yeah, or else it would stun you. Yeah, that was it. You went to the opposite charge for sure. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, so I guess I like that we're getting a little theming back in the Mythic Plus affix. I think we were literally asking for some theming, right? So we were getting it. And they're scrapping the thing last week, right? Where like the spell buff and the damage buff, I'm pretty sure it's just gone. We heard feedback that applying bonuses unevenly to players feels exclusionary regardless of overall impact. Affixes that were a part of last Mythic Keystone test will no longer apply to Keystones. So those might just be dead in the water.
Which honestly, like, good. I'm not a key runner per se, a very casual one. But that just sounded stupid to even me as a layman. I can't imagine how the community was feeling about it.
I feel like this current iteration is better than the last one, at least. I'm sure it'll change again, but I do think the introduction of these Xalatath ones is probably here to stay since it's like very themed.
Yeah, it's probably just be tweaked a little bit. I saw a video of like the orbs raining down, and I don't know, it was like 10 orbs, but they kind of cluster together so you can AoE them with like things at once, and they were saving Ring of Peace. But I'm just trying to think, there's got to be some classes that are just like have less ways to deal with these things. I'm trying to think who that is. Warlocks, I guess, maybe. They have like one.
I mean, yeah. I don't really know how many interrupts they have, but I know they're not known for them. Dog. I guess you can fear the bubbles maybe, and then stick your dog on them.
Oh, your fire breath's gonna feel nice. Your dragon breath, you can just breathe out.
Yeah, so I basically feel like it's probably fine to to bring 1 or potentially 2 DPS or a healer. Two of the people in your group that have lesser ways to deal with these, as long as you like the other 3 have a way to deal with it. Because like if it's on like say like 1 minute cooldown, most classes AOE CC would be back by then, right?
Assumedly, yeah.
I joined up on the AOE CC because I want to carry the flag at football games.
You ever play flag football in school?
No, I was a cuck. I was in marching band, so I did not do a lot of gym activities. You know what? They didn't force us to do it in middle school, and I don't know why, because marching band wasn't there. But yeah, the last time I hit up a gym field day was 5th grade. And if you look at me, you can tell.
Gotta start throwing those tubas around, get those arms built.
Speaking of built arms, I want to talk about the absolute beauties that submitted their Pride Mountain Ham City transmogs to our Pride contest.
Yeah, we have 3 beautiful winners of our Gay Mountain Pride Mountain contest. So, congratulations to these 3 winners. I guess we can announce them and just for the listeners' benefit, just do a quick description of their submission.
In no particular order, we have Cilantro of Lordaeron, an undead Missy with a low poly purple hat, Heart of Fear shoulders. I was about to be like, which one is that from? But unfortunately, I'm painfully aware.
You know exactly where those came from.
I could tell you every single bit of every single inch of Heart of Fear. And pink dress with gold inlay.
Very, very gay. Very winning of a prize. So congratulations.
After that is, once again in no particular order, Calcus, the Awakened Hero. Taking advantage of the June theming. This dark blue light blue baddie has their best yellow sunflower game on. We're talking about Banana Hammock. Get it? 'Cause it's yellow. Orange Murloc Floaty. Beach Uncle shirt. And a big old sunflower on the back.
The thighs are out, and I'm jealous because I couldn't afford this outfit. So congrats.
And honestly, big props for it actually being next to a mountain as well. I know we were really loose with whatever criteria we didn't have really, but...
Mountain, city,
love the mountain.
Gay, any of it worked, but hey, you snuck a few in there. Our next entrant is unable to sneak anything in because she's rip-roaring on her big-ass goblin surfboard mount. Why, of course, it's Gershom, who did not include the name in the entry, so I'm going to guess it's Stinky Gershom.
Well, she did in the caption clarify that this is Buck Nasty.
Fuck!
So basically what you were saying.
My girl Buck Nasty spending all Pride Month at the beach. No weapons, just some rad clothes and a radder surfboard.
We got a pink blouse. We got a purple sarong. Ain't nothing so wrong with this fit. Also you know what? I was about to say, was Buck Nasty one of Flava Flav's girls in Flavor of Love? But I know for a fact Buck Nasty was one of the girls. I do believe she was the one that shit on the stairs and was summarily asked to leave.
I feel like she truly earned her name then.
Buck Nasty.
Congratulations to our 3 winners. We'll be in contact, but they received a $30 voucher for anything on the Blizzard store or the Prismatic Bauble toy.
Yeah, so if you want that toy, we'll be in contact, but we gotta hook up over this weekend so we can do that before the man goes away when Pride Month leaves.
That's true. Once Pride Month leaves, the man will take his magic item and disappear for 11 more months. So get on it quick.
Yeah, he's just like the Pride corporations. He's gonna change his logo to black and white overnight the minute it hits July 1st and be like, all right, sales are over.
I feel bad. I have not seen a lot of companies change their logo because it's disingenuous when they do. So I think they took that and they were like, good news, boys. We don't need to pretend to care this year. They found us out.
I honestly think a lot of it, which is kind of crazy, is how far Twitter has fallen. Because now without Twitter being kind of in the main sphere, what are they going to do? Change it for Facebook and Instagram only? That's not worth it anymore.
Like who cares at that point? Twitter was the main commonplace of ideas. Now, who cares?
Now it's getting really weird. It's getting the weirdest programming. WWE has a show that Elon wants only on Twitter, but they're only 3-minute matches, and they have a belt that only appears on Twitter. Likewise, they're getting this weird, super alt-right show that has
New Norm?
No. Is that the one? There might be another one. It has these really bad jokes.
The one with Adam Carolla, Mr. Bircham. I believe that is on somewhere else on the internet. But New Norm, the story of a zany boomer raising his gay, yucky Gen Alpha daughter. That's exclusively on X.
Yeah,
you know, because in the opening theme it says, "Thank God for Elon Musk." Elon has not commented on it yet, much to their chagrin.
That is the I saw a clip of that, and I thought it was so funny because I know that they're writing this and trying they're trying to be so ironic, but none of it makes any sense. It's a great laugh.
Honestly, the concept of like X specific media content is so weird to me. I just don't understand how it's beneficial for anyone involved, if I'm being honest.
Shackle your name to a dying brand. Why not?
More like why exclusive content, because why is it here? Why are you watching it?
Dude, we should make why. I think we could get a pretty big following on there, you know?
Just as long as we don't follow the path of the 17 other social medias that have popped up, we're in the money. I'm only inviting WoW people to this one. So instead of valuable articles like Blue Sky was supposed to have, it's just the same as X.
Oh, nice. We're getting those dirty drawings, huh?
Yeah. It's so tough to play WoW with my big boobs. Anyways, here's a problematic opinion about Israel. Did you know that exclamation mark quests that don't have a fun thing around them are referred to as, quote, local quests?
No. No. Wait, what?
This was
what do you mean?
This was shown in the new map. Now it shows all of the icons and lets you know what each one is. And yes, your standard exclamations, your non-story missions, your, hey, talk to Julia the pet lady and please do pet questing in Stormwind. That is a local quest now.
Why local quests? Why is that the terminology that they're using?
So they one of the updates right now that's happening in beta is that they are updating all of the icons of almost everything that shows up on the map. They're updating the map itself, the user interface of it. There is now going to be a legend on the map, which makes it easier to tell what these symbols mean.
Yeah, because I'm on it. Right, proper legend.
So, yeah, I'm not sure why they decided to go with calling them local stories or local whatever. That's very weird to me. I feel like nothing here is just straight up called a quest. Like, I feel like you could just call that a quest.
Yeah, like, local quest is just such a weird. Is it because like it's got to be nearby? Like I'm local to the area,
which is interesting because I've had a fair number of local quests that are like defeat the raid boss 8 times, and then they're standing in like Stormwind, and it's like that's not local. You're hearing a rumor about something and sending me out, guy. That's not very meta of you. Which is another new one. It's blue. It's blue, but it's erupting with sexual energy. So is this not the daily exclamation?
It is not, so I'm not fully sure what that means. I honestly don't know what a lot of these things will shake out to be because there's the campaign one, which they've been currently using. There's legendary ones, local ones, important ones that are purple, and then the meta ones that you're referring to. So I'm really interested to see how all of this is broken down.
I do appreciate the update though. Like I'm glad that they're like making these changes. I think eventually like it's gonna get hard for people to get used to all these switching arounds, but it's gotta be good for the game. It has to be.
Another thing that I'm really excited about is that in the beta they are showing that there is in your quest log and in the map, which is like 1 now, there is a search bar so you can search your quests for keywords. So you like if you're looking for a specific quest or even like a specific like if you remember that like, oh, I needed to collect 10 honeycombs, but like I don't remember where in my quest log this is, you could just type in honeycombs and then like that quest will shoot up to the top and then you can easily find like where you need to go for it.
Quality of life. I wish they had more colors. They should like cause what so it's just blue and then they added like the little like arrow to was it weeklies?
I'm just looking here. Yeah, it's a lot of warm colors, a lot of yellows and oranges. Really the only thing popping out to me are the new meta ones and important, which I don't know if we'll be receiving more important quests, the Purple Triangle. But I feel like there were maybe 7 in the entirety of Dragonflight.
And they were like, they're weird shit too. Like the last one I remember was the like Draenei get your red skin one. Like that was an important one for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Or like whenever a new patch would show up, it'd be like the one quest they would give you by having the guy yell at you from a distance. That was deemed important, but follow-up quests weren't.
I think they got to get AI in on this so they can have one that's like unimportant to you. We think you're going to ignore this quest because you've ignored X amount of quests similar to it.
That's what I need because, like I said, Julia the Pet Tamer has been in northeastern Stormwind for decades at this point. And I said, I'm not heading over there, Julia, but she's on my map. And sorry, you need to be thrown in the chaff. You need to be sent to the dungeon.
Lock them up. And I will, some of these, I don't know if this is an inconsistency that they're going to fix later or if this is what they're planning on doing, but you can see like the World Quest logo does not have a circle around it, but when it's on the map, it has a brown circle around it. Okay, so is this gonna match 1-for-1? Because I'd rather it be just a big regular, what is that shape? Diamond, but star diamond?
Like a shuriken.
Yeah, because like they went through the trouble of putting a circle around all the other ones, so maybe that is something that like they'll clean up as this progresses through the beta, but
I hope they get rid of all of it. Just toss it all out. Just do a lot of work and then throw it all away. How come there's not one on here that's green? Well, I guess Raid in Pet Battle. But I want to greet. Well, never mind. That's flight points.
Yeah, they're doing it. They're
now.
Listening to you like live as you speak.
Wow, wowzer, zowzer, they did it. Thanks, Ian and New Steve and Hollis.
I think this game was better when it was all exclamation marks. I don't want to know what I'm doing, when I'm doing. I just want to do.
I did see a thing of someone saying that they were appreciative that they're like adding new things, or specifically the in progress thing, because it was like my dad is very specifically gray-yellow blind. So he would start up a quest and then look at it and be like, is that new? But he continued to play for the love of the game. So I'm glad that guy can finally understand if he is actively doing a quest.
As long as he didn't quit WoW, is on Facebook complaining about it right now.
Got him. Growl, go ahead. I didn't log in for those 10 minutes for nothing.
Yeah, let it rip.
Skibbity toilet, am I right? I wasn't feeling that one. But I need to make sure I'm still marketable to the kids. Otherwise, they're going to send me back to the Serenite mines. Speaking of mining, I'm here with my new pal, Reglina. Reg, with the upcoming expansion being underground, how do you think that will affect the profession market? I'm not sure what you mean. Well, mining is gonna boom, because that shit is everywhere down there. Will us herbalists even be able to do anything with virtually no sun? Oh, I get it now. Well, we'll have to adapt. There won't be any flowers, but I'm sure we can have fun picking cave fungi. Yuck! I had enough of fungi back in the Shadowlands. Is that my future? Is there truly no hope to find the Khadgar's whisker that grew from the cave wall? Was that a Tupac reference? I don't know. Did it work? No. Well, that makes sense. I was always a bigger Biggie fan anyways. Rest easy in Bastion, Big Papa. Speaking of rest, it's time to get some. So let's shuffle on off to part 2. Chipchilla. Chipchilla was the one I was thinking of. I was like, the Daily Stormer has like a Bluey parody. I remember them doing it, but it's Chipchilla. I believe the dad is voiced by Benny Sharps himself.
You've been a bad girl. You've been a naughty girlie. A bad girl deserves a spanking. And as I am daddy, I am the one who must provide punishment.
They're creating a media empire for the 45% left behind. Speaking of getting left behind...
Bum bada bum 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 bum. It's Joe Mama with a DNOur Thought.
Papa, tell us a story. Yes, Papa, a story.
How about you come and pull up a chair? These are DNOur Thoughts.
Oh, a DNOur Thought.
Okay, so this is interesting. So I've been reading this whole time. And this is a Reddit post from It's Dell. It's got 63 upvotes, and it's like 9 to 11 hefty scrolls of my scroll wheel. But here's a crazy theory about who the radiant whisperings that people on Azeroth are hearing could be.
Mm-hmm.
So what does Dell theorize that these radiant voices actually is?
I'm going to read the TLDR first and just get the big picture out there, right? Here's the TLDR from It's Dell. I have a crackpot theory that the Tauren sun god Anchi is producing the radiant song and is both a light-infused world soul from the ethereal's homeworld Koresh and is also the large crystal within the Hallowfell zone. What? So they're thinking Anchi is the crystal who's making everybody hear things.
Well, okay. I mean, I guess I'll let them cook, but I already have thoughts about this.
I'm just happy for him. I want this to be real. It's Dell. Do I think Anchi will be anything ever? Probably not. But I'm rooting for you, big buddy. Tell me in specifics what he said.
My very first gut instinct was, this is a little interesting, only because of the apostrophes, right? What if Anchi, my first thought was, maybe Anchi is like, what are the little jingle jangles? What are they called? Naru.
That's its Naru name.
Oh, yeah, my little jingle jangles.
So, there's a bunch of reasons, obviously, here. Also, this is a spoiler. I didn't know this. If you didn't know this, I'm sorry, but now you're going to know this. Magni hasn't been hearing the Radiant song, by the way. He hasn't been hearing these sounds.
Oh, shit. And he's the guy to hear them. He's got to be jealous of us all.
I guess, yeah.
I'm out of a damn job now.
Well, so does that mean that, does that effectively confirm that the radiant voice is not Azeroth? Or, I guess it just confirms that it's not the same person that's been speaking to Magni. I guess we've only been assuming that Magni has actually been hearing Azeroth and not something else.
So It's Dell basically goes with maybe that means it's not Azeroth then, because why wouldn't he be hearing it if it's Azeroth? I mean, obviously other reasons, right? But
I mean that, or Magni's never been hearing Azeroth ever. It's been an old god or something talking to him instead to lead him astray.
God, I would love that so much if that's what happens, though. So here's the first reason I think that It's Dell thinks Anchi is a Hallowfell crystal. When you first enter, Anduin gets hit by the Radiant Song, and he does song speculation. Okay, yeah, we already went through Magni not hearing it. Oh, that is the first one. It's about Azeroth not hearing it, right? The second one is Anchi's story. So we've read Anchi's story in that myth book, right?
No, that was the Night Elf Moon
the poem book.
Yeah, no, I mean there was a story about Anchi and Musha, the two eyes of the Earth Mother, and
that is
I think at that point we basically came to the conclusion that one is the sun and one is the moon, and the Musha is a loon, perhaps, is I think what we said last time.
Yeah, I guess basically there's in the Tauren myth, Anchi and Elune appeared to have arrived at Azeroth sometime before the Black Empire was able to establish itself. Once the Empire had spread, those two were involved trying to fight them back. Anchi was struck in the heart by one of the shadows and severely wounded. And in myth, it appears that Anchi's wound could never fully heal, and because of this, needs to stay within Elune's reach to help tend the wounds. And obviously, this is a very void expansion, right? Anchi is also a hero talent for paladins. And so there's a Herald of the Sun, Holy Pally build, right? You following? You know, the talent trees and War Within, you get new talents and stuff. Anshi is using Radiance. I mean, they're the sun, right? But some of their abilities use the term Radiance, or like, which is what the song is. Lingering Radiance. Dawnlight leaves an eternal flame for 12 seconds. So they're getting some theming. I mean, they're the sun, right? So, like, obviously, Radiance isn't going to be an end-all, be-all.
And now I see where they're saying that it could be a creature, an entity from Koresh, because if Locust Walker heard him too, it has to be an entity that traveled around for a little bit before coming to Azeroth.
Well, Locust Walker basically said that I don't know if Locust Walker said it was the same voice or if it was just a similar voice when Locust Walker's original planet was dying.
He heard something, but there's no way to confirm that it's the same. Yeah, it's coming from the same source.
Yeah, he said that he heard the Radiant song. So, like, he must have some... I mean, yeah, you're right. It could just be like, well, we heard singing. I guess it's not specific on if he heard, like, that actual thing. But that is interesting to think that Magni's not hearing it, but Locust Walker is hearing it. You know what I... So, like, is somebody compromised? Is it just an oversight from the WoW team? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Or... Okay, so who all have we confirmed to have heard this? Anduin, Jaina, Thrall, Locust Walker?
And Illyria.
And Illyria? Okay.
Feels like pretty much everybody has heard. I mean, like, and we've been over the whole, like, Naru apostrophe, Naru can be bad, Naru sing, Naru convert from light to shadow, shadow to light. I don't know. I feel like, and like, is this a crazy theory? Yeah. But, like, it isn't that crazy, like, thinking about it. And it is interesting. Anshi, Aaron, who said earlier, basically zero relevance to life. Like, nothing about Anshi has persisted in the WoW lore. But Anshi has a talent set for Holy Paladins. Like, that's a little weird.
I don't really think it's that weird, though, because Anshi is the reason that Tauren Paladins exist. They use Anshi's light as their light.
Yeah.
So I really think it's just a parallel or perhaps some flavor text about how Anshi is perhaps just the light, and then whatever the Musha or whatever is Elune, perhaps. So I'm on Wowpedia, and actually there's like a little like subtext here, and it's a quote from Before the Storm, with Anduin talking about Anshi and like the light. He basically says that Anshi and the light could perhaps be one and the same, and that would make sense about how the Tauren use Anshi / the light and are able to become paladins. So Anduin in Before the Storm says this. He says, Anduin's mind went back to the Netherlight Temple. The light finds us, he thought. All of us. It chooses the story, or the face, or the name, or the song that resonates the most with each of us. We may call it Elune, or Anshi, or just the light. It doesn't matter. So, like, in that quote, he basically says that, like, I don't know, that Anshi is just the light.
Something that I haven't been able to stop thinking about is, so we remember how we talked about how they are pushing, how they are taking all those WoW short stories that we've been reading and they're selling them for some reason, like in like a book copy. I feel like these books, these stories, have more importance to them than they would normally coming out of one of these pre-patch events. And something in that Moira story with her son, oh my god, Daggerin, he specifically brought up books, right? Or how the books have made his mom sound, and how the books say that she was this evil temptress or whatever. And she said, don't trust books. She's like, people who write books are liars, basically, or the chance of hearing lies in books are like crazy. I feel like they're setting us up for some big reveal, some big expectation subversion that's coming our way, and now I'm just trying to find out which one it is.
Yeah, because she basically said that like books are written by one person and one person's interpretation of what happened. So it's definitely not the full story.
We literally had that in real life for a bit there. They made the 3 Chronicles, and then they were like, nah, they're not real.
Yeah, because it was written from a Titan perspective, basically, as propaganda. So who knows what we could discover. I think you're right, Sly. Something could be a brewing. I don't think that it's what Dell's saying. I honestly think this glowy rock is just a glowy rock that has allowed life to live in that part of the caverns down there.
They wanted to have a sunny area, but everything was underground, so they're like, fuck, there's a giant rock that makes it glow. And it's like, okay, that's good.
It's all good for us. Well, it's something.
Well, because like in particular, what I was gonna say, like I'd bet money that like that glowy rock in the like 10 sublevels below Azeroth's surface is not Anshi, because like Anshi is like the sun. So like I don't know.
I also feel like, I don't know. Yeah, it's tough because I feel like if it was Anshi, then the people would refer to it as such. And I guess we haven't walked around, but I'm going to guess that all the human guys down there are like, it's the big glow rock, bless the light. And then at the same time, if it was Anshi, how is it delivering good vibes throughout the crust of the earth to the Tauren?
I guess my only thought then is the only way that it could technically be Anshi is if it is powered by the light, and the light is Anshi, as Anduin said, and it's all one and the same. It's just some kind of holy light radiance thing that is just like, you know how like some people say that like even in the real world that like all like potentially all gods are just the same. It's just the different religions call the god a different thing or a different manifestation of it. So maybe it's the same thing in this with like different races having a different way that they refer to the light as.
Yeah, but not my Judeo-Christian God. He's the real one. He's OG. There's no one like him.
My God's an awesome God.
All these other guys, they can futz around, they're shooting in the dark, whatever. But my waspy Christian God, he's the real one.
This brings me into the loading screen. So we got a new loading screen for War Within that just is like glowing rock, basically, right?
There's been a lot of discourse about this thing, by the way.
Yeah, it's just a big circle, like a stone circle or a steel circle with sort of fire.
It looks kind of like the Great Vault, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, leaking behind it. It makes me think it's a door. So something tells me we're going to get to a big, scary door way, way deep down in the earth. And probably that's going to have the 11 point, or would this be 10? Is War Within 10 or 11? I'm fucking up.
This is a great
It is 11.
Question. 11.
So it's probably going to house
11,
the 11.1, the 11.2 villain, so that you can go back and be like, oh my god, they were foreshadowing us the whole time. This is the door of the ancients.
Yeah, that's the vibes that I'm getting, and I have a feeling that this is going to be one of the expansions where like we've already lost, like whatever the War Within is. I think it's probably already over, right? And we're just late to the punch.
Would you consider Dragonflight a loss? Because Iridikron showed up and he got his toy and he left?
No, I think it's a win. I think it's a very, like, it's a Star Wars win where we don't really realize how bad we lost, but we're gonna celebrate anyway, like we did win. So maybe
we crushed his flunky, so it's like, well, at least we did that. Like the Primalists are done, that's over. There's a new tree, social change, but yeah. I guess we'll see the ruminations of what happened now.
Yeah, I feel like Dragonflight was a battle that we lost in this war, which we potentially might also lose because, like, you know, we won a few of the battles, like we killed Razaketh or whatever, but then, like, yeah, as you said, Iridikron's out, and Iridikron is teaming up with Naifu and unleashing whoever knows what we will be facing. So I'm tempted to say Dragonflight was a net loss for Azeroth.
Like the cracks that are glowing on this loading screen, they look Iridikron coded. Like he found a way to burrow in the other side of this chamber, and now he's like slowly like trying to open it with like force, right? So maybe like the war, like for the next expansion, it's gonna be like either like the trailer's gonna be like this hole blowing open and leading to the void, or something. Is just the vibes that I'm getting from looking at it immediately.
I feel like, you know, and this is nothing. If they did it, I'd be like, oh my god, you guys are taking me on a trip. But I just realized, if this is a vault that he's sneaking into, I kind of hope it's a 12.0, a midnight thing, so that he's not back-to-back vault raiding.
Yeah.
It's like, that's his go-to in every expansion. Is
if
he's
there's
like,
one thing Already Baby's good at, it is raiding a vault.
if you put something in a hole behind a big door, my boy sneaking his way in somehow.
That would actually be so sick.
My only other thought about this loading screen is that, like, perhaps instead of it being a door, I have two different thoughts here. First thought was it looks similar to the graphic that was shown one of the trailers or one of the cinematics at the end where we were like, oh, is this all of Azeroth burning? That's kind of what it looks like to me at first. But then also, maybe it's just because it's a circle and it's ornate around the end of it. It kind of gives is reminiscent of what's it called? The thing that Naifu and Erudicron left the Mega Dungeon with, like and it looks voidy.
Oh God, yes, I feel so bad. I know what you're referring to. It's like the Midnight's Edge or the Twilight Circle, that thing. Yeah, they left the Mega Dungeon with this and then hopped in a magic portal.
Yeah, we've got to get that thing's name committed to memory because I'm imagining we're going to be referencing it a lot. But this is totally like Dwarven Titan architecture, right? It's like the symbols, the runic like sharp things are giving me Dwarven Titan Mimiran-esque kind of stuff. I don't know.
Also, I have to ask: Are you guys looking at an actual image, or are you using the Goatsy image that was in Pics and Memes? Because that's all I could pull up on a moment's notice. So I just keep looking at Goatsy Man's well-oiled hands.
I'm looking at the regular image. I will say I do think that the it's Goatsy adjacent, but I wouldn't call it quite Goatsy. I feel like there's not enough. There's too much room in the middle. It needs to be a smaller circle. As a Goatsy expert, I've seen a lot of Goatsy images in my life. I feel like it's not close enough. The hands aren't close enough.
I feel like, so you're saying basically they just needed to make the hands bigger.
Yes, yeah, they could have get some big Titan Norganon's hands in there.
That poor man who had to go into Photoshop and trace pixel by pixel the man's hands away from his big blistered butthole.
You know, I'm just glad they didn't put a glass bottle jar up in there. Like,
oh no!
All right, now it's time for our top two bottom boot medium mood off of that one.
Do you know that man just went about his day? Someone interviewed him and he was like, "It hurt a lot, but I picked it out and I picked up my son from soccer." It's like, oh!
The early internet was just insane. People couldn't do it these days, and honestly, it's probably good they can't. Immune, kick us off with the TT BBMM.
Well, I unfortunately have to start us off with the bottom boot, and that's because you reminded me of these things. Like, both of you guys. So the bottom boot is being reminded of Goatsy and being reminded of the glass jar incident. Like,
fun fact: the glass jar man is also the man that put the screwdriver in his pee-pee.
That's not surprising to me.
It's the same man. He loves to punish his genets.
But like, okay, real talk though. I suppose I have a top toot. And my top toot is just that I definitely feel like we are ramping up with like the information and stuff that we're getting, and like I feel like the stuff that they're starting to put into beta feels more like concrete and like we're getting closer. So like I guess my top toot is just excitement that like I feel like we're close, and I'm excited for new expansion.
Yeah, we're getting there. You got time to get RoboGnome back into the fray of things.
Yeah, I mean, I do need to step back into Mop Mix, but as we've said several times now, my interest has fully waned, I feel like. But, Slide, what do you have for your TTBBMM?
I got a real nice, smooth bottom boot for you this week.
Boot, nice and smooth.
Boot.
Where the fuck is my last animal color for Tetrachronomancer for the hunts? I don't want to have to do any more goddamn hunts. I've done I've even started to get on alternate characters for the week, and doing it on 3 characters still gives me no hunt color. Give me the duck hunt color.
Duck hunt.
That is all I need. Well, Daycare will be finished somewhat soon. I actually have been doing it pretty regularly, believe it or not. It's just when you start at 0 and do it every other day, boy, it takes a long time.
I also do think it's kind of RNG about what dailies or what things are available, because like you need to do them all, but like not all of the ones that you need might be there.
Yeah, I just recently learned that I should be checking for the dailies every day. Who would have thought checking the dailies every day, you know? I don't know. I haven't been getting the racer ones that I needed. Let's see. Oh, that's about it, right? Everyone said their thing,
pretty
right?
much.
Yeah. Oh, Aaron, top toot, bottom boot.
Well, I just got to throw it quick. I was going to say top toot, but medium moot. First is Persephone is still sleeping like a little donut, which is good, but like, she's got to pee soon, right? Like, my body is on edge. I was like, well, one, I got to get ready for it, but also it's like, come on, girl, do that. No need to hold it in.
Get your shit together.
But also, I just want to say my top toot of the week is for the legions of people that sent in their Pride Mountain Pride giveaway entries. I'm excited to see what they procure.
Yes, we did randomize it, so it was truly random, just in case you're wondering out there.
Worry not. It was not a matter of quality. It was a matter of you bested the gods of fate. Nike herself, I guess she's Victory, but you defeated her in a contest and won a belly shirt from the website.
AI Archimedes chose your faith, the god of picking people.
Speaking of picking people, I'm going to pick these people and put them on a slightly higher pedestal. That is because they are our patrons. We're talking about Ahoy Vince, NSYNC / Drag Race, Azar, and Digital Dave, asking Growlina to say, for the Horde. Mitch wants to remind everyone that Rathion isn't daddy, he's a literal child. Crucifix, Alternator, Saracen Hawk, Chris M, Kick Puncher, Jerome, Drew the 760 Resto Druid, Adorno, Losing the Patient, Gershi Super Squirt Day, Calcus, waiting for pre-patch. New patron!
Patron.
No.
Cilantro! Wooly, Slidewhistle Secret Stalker, Teehee, Adam and Vanderlyle, and Will, aka Tyre, Trade Chat's fallen father.
Wheel, thank you, Wheel. All right, everybody, we're gonna pick our noses and fuck our boogers on you if you don't send us an email at DNOur@gmail.com. Just say no boogers, please, and we won't put any on your big meaty thighs. If you want to join any of our links, go to our Discord, find our buttons. Go to DoNotRelent.com. That's right. That's DoNotRelent.com. We pay $10 a year to own that website, so use it. What about you guys? Where can they find you online?
Well, you see, you can find me, Alex or Immunization, on Twitter at New Era Alex, on Blue Sky at Immunization, and that's it. I don't know.
I was like, ooh, a third one. What's he got? Well, don't worry. I'm here to plug my two. You can find me on Twitter at TheBigacheesy, and you can find me playing videograms at twitch.tv/AaronDNR. I pay $125 a month to hold that down, so please come and watch my games. I'm in a deep financial hole.
Support our troops. If you support our troops, then
watch New Norm exclusively on X. New Norm.
Check it out. Check out WWE
Thank
Speed.
God for Elon Musk.
The drawing of him is so creepy. All right, Lyndon, hit it.
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.